Along with the head coach Kevin Callahan here on inter-squad scrimmage day between the blue and the white. Monmouth getting set for the season opener. Less than 2 weeks now against Delaware State. Coach, the overall flow of the day today, I thought the offense came out and really looked sharp, going 20-20. A little bit of problem maybe punching it in early on, but then seemed to get some rhythm in the course of the scrimmage.
Well, I think one of the things that we saw throughout the day, throughout the entire scrimmage, was a kind of a lack of consistency on both sides of the ball. And you're right, Matt, we did move the ball. And then when we got down into the red zone, we had trouble getting it in a few times. And, I think on the defensive side, they had 9 3-and-outs, but then they were giving up some big plays that created, scores for the offense. And, one of the things I told the team, a few of the things I told the team afterwards is that, we've got to play much cleaner football. We had 14 penalties today. We had 3 turnovers. We had 5 plays of 40 yards or more on the defensive side. And we had some trouble with some assignment things. And those are things that you kind of expect to see in the first scrimmage, but you don't like to see in the first scrimmage. So we've got plenty to work on. We've got a long way to go before we're ready to open the season.
Hard to gauge maybe a little bit, because if the offense is turning the ball over, it means the defense is doing good things. And if the defense is giving up big plays, it means the offense is doing good things. So you almost want a little bit of that balance, things to correct in the next couple of weeks before the opener.
Well, that's true, Matt. That's one of the things that, when you play yourself, what's good for one side isn't necessarily good for the other side. But I thought there was good competition back and forth, throughout the day. We got right around 120 plays in, so I think everybody got a fair amount of work out here and got plenty of opportunity to demonstrate what they could do. We've just got to continue to strive to play better, to play cleaner, to play sharper, more efficient football.
Saw you quoted earlier in the week talking to one of the members of the press about days like today trying to solidify the 2 deep. I'm sure without watching the film, you don't really know exactly if that question was answered, but at least a step forward in that direction.
Well, that's what days like today are for, to kind of find where people rank against each other and who's going to solidify positions for themselves, what starters are going to retain their positions and what guys who are backups maybe are challenging for some of those spots. And, that's why we ran the number of plays we did to give everybody opportunities to do that.
Positions of concern, certainly you were among those who would agree with this going into the preseason. Offensive line, let's talk about how you feel like that group is coming together.
Well, I think it's coming along very well. I think there's a group of guys that all have shown that they can contribute and they can make things happen and do a good job out there. And we've just got to, settle in on what 5 are the right 5 right now.
I feel like on the defensive side, the back 4 was maybe where most of the questions relied going into this preseason. But one of the things that I notice is that it's certainly a position that has more athleticism that it's had in a long time, and maybe some more options.
We do have a number of guys back there in the secondary who have shown that they have the ability to play, and what it's really going to come down to is which guys are going to make the plays most consistently, and those will be the guys that will be in that first group out there on the field. The linebacker position is a little bit unsettled right now, particularly in the middle. We're not quite sure what's going to happen there, and one of the outside positions I think is up for grabs as well. So, but the good thing is we've got plenty of depth. We got plenty of guys that are working hard and competing in those spots. So I know the end result will be that we'll be able to put some quality people on the field.
Days like today, important for evaluation periods, obviously, but probably from a mental perspective, just for the players, nice to come out and not have to go through a full day of practice and just come out and play.
Well, certainly everybody loves playing, but what they have to understand is that the practice and the preparation is what enables them to be successful on days like today. And if we're not as successful as we want to be on days like today, then that means that the preparation has to pick up a notch, and we have to do a little bit better job in those areas.
Obviously, another week from today, all of the preparation will go towards Delaware State. What's this kind of middle week, after the inter-squad scrimmage and before maybe Delaware State prep starts going into the next few days of preseason?
Well, we're still in camp mode right now. We've still got a number of practices coming up this week that, are very important to our development. As I told our team, we are nowhere near where we want to be or where we need to be to open the season. So we've got this solid week with a scrimmage next Saturday to get ready, and then after that we'll start looking to Delaware State.
Coach, appreciate the time, and enjoy the rest of the camp. We'll talk to you down the line.
Thanks, Matt.
That's the head coach, Kevin Callahan, as Monmouth wraps up their first inter-squad scrimmage. For updates on Monmouth football, we invite you to check out all of our social media sites and online at monmouthhawks.com. Covering the Hawks in West Long Branch, I'm Matt Harmon.